Paige, a 33-year-old mom of one. I live with my husband, Cole, his parents, and our daughter, Paula, in his family's house. Both my husband and I work full-time, and I work at a long-established kimono shop. I've always loved kimonos and studied kimono making at vocational school. Since then, I've become a kimono artisan, specializing in tailoring and repairs. I love my job, and even after getting married, I've continued to work hard. Paula's a cute, lively 3-year-old, growing up so quickly. This year, we're celebrating her Shichigo-san, a traditional Japanese ceremony. Today's Sunday, and we have guests coming over. Paula's super excited waiting for them. She'll be here soon, right? Yeah, I can't wait. Oh, she's here! Yeah, I can't wait! Oh, she's here! Paula! The girl who just arrived at our house is Sarah, the daughter of my husband Cole's younger sister, Jessica. Paula and Sarah are the same age and are really close cousins. It's so heartwarming watching them run around the house together, smiling, full of joy. Just seeing them makes me feel so happy. But at the same time, it also makes me feel a little let down. That's because Sarah's mom, Jessica, my younger sister-in-law, is quite a character. Oh, jeez, here I am again, wasting time again. What? Why do you think it's a waste? Because Sarah was so insistent on seeing Paula today, and I've got a lunch with my fancy mom friends. I can't be bothered with this. Jessica looked uncomfortable despite it being at her own parents' house. Oh, come on, look at how happy the kids are. I love watching them have fun. As a mom, it's so nice to watch. What are you talking about? A sunny Sunday like this and I'm stuck in here? I've got to do my celebrity stuff, you know? This house is poor and I'm not staying in that poor family anymore. I've become a fancy celebrity now, and honestly, I don't really want to be involved with you guys anymore. What? Jessica looks down on the family she grew up with, calling them poor. The truth is her husband, George, is the heir to a prestigious company and is said to be their next CEO. Actually, Jessica met him at a party and she successfully landed herself a life of luxury with a celebrity marriage. Since then, she's been completely swept up in the high society lifestyle, and it shows. From that point on, she's throwing subtle jabs at me. Hey sis, you still work, right? You work at like a kimono shop, right? Yeah, that's right. You're so unlucky having to keep working after you got married. Well, I actually love my job, so I keep doing it. What are you talking about? Stop making excuses. You're only working because you need the money for your daughter, right? It's okay to admit that you've always struggled to make ends meet every month. Me? I don't have to work at all, and I'm living the high life. Don't you wish you could be like me? Not really. Every time we meet, she just brags about her life as a som in a rich family, acting like she's won some kind of prize, then takes shots at me. And seriously, what's with your kimono shop? That's so tacky. Huh? Tacky? You're dealing with those old-fashioned kimonos, right? Kimonos are so outdated and uncomfortable to wear. I bet kimono shops are gonna go out of business soon. Just look at my outfit today. This is the high-end luxury brand stuff. Kimonos? They're so old-fashioned. They're practically unwearable. Oh, this really pissed me off. Jessica made fun of the very thing I love, kimonos, and my work at the kimono shop. She doesn't know a thing about the depth of kimonos, so how can she even say stuff like that? Honestly, Jessica and I just don't get along at all. We're completely different from the close bond between our daughters. In the end, while Paula and Sarah were having a blast, the two of us moms didn't exchange a single word the whole time. A few days later, I called Jessica. I really didn't want to talk to her, but there was something I absolutely needed to discuss. Oh, sis, what's up? Well, you know this year, Paula and Sarah are both celebrating their Shichigo-san, right? There's gonna be a ceremony at a shrine near us, and Paula said she'd like to celebrate with Sarah. Would it be okay if Sarah joined us? What? Shichigo-san? You want to take Sarah to that old-fashioned event? It's not an old-fashioned event! Shichigo-san is an important tradition even in today's world. It's a ceremony to pray for the healthy growth of children. It's a meaningful event! If you want to take Sarah, go ahead, but I'm not going. Huh? Jessica reluctantly agreed to let Sarah join Paula for the Shichigo-san ceremony, but she made it clear she wasn't going. It seems like this woman thinks anything traditional like kimonos or chichigo-san is tacky and beneath her. She must think she's so fabulous with her flashy, glamorous life. What a misunderstanding. After hearing about this from Jessica, I ended up getting a call from her husband, George.
Hi, Paige. I'm really sorry. It seems Jessica said some very rude things. She's been getting a little too full of herself lately, and I'm honestly at a loss too.
I see. It's supposed to be a special occasion, but...
I tried to talk to her, but she just won't budge. She insists that Shichigo-san is tacky and says she won't go. It's such an important event for the kids. She says she has a luxurious day trip with her fancy mom friends planned for that day instead. So we decided we'll go without her. Sarah is really excited about it, and Paige, I'd appreciate it if you could handle everything. I trust you.
Of course, I'd be happy to. George apologized for Jessica's rude behavior. Unlike Jessica, George is a very sincere person. He may have come from a wealthy family, but he doesn't act all high and mighty about it. So when George made the request, I immediately agreed without hesitation. As Shichigo-san approached, Paula was getting more and more excited. She couldn't wait to celebrate with Sarah. I was really looking forward to it too. I had actually made Paula a beautiful kimono for the occasion. Since it's my line of work, I put extra effort into it, especially because it's for my precious daughter. I was so excited to dress her up on the big day. Then, the morning of the Shichigo-san arrived. Little did I know that something absolutely crazy was going to happen. Jessica had something outrageous planned. Hello, morning! Hello, is this Jessica? What's up? You're up early. That's unusual. We're already out of the house. Oh, I know. The family here always goes for a walk at this time, right? I figured you'd be out. Well, today's the big celebration. You're probably out walking at 4 a.m. again, huh? Anyway, I'm coming in. I'll just drop by. Wait, what? Huh? Jessica had clearly timed her visit for when no one in our family would be home. Since it's also her parents' house, she had a spare key, so she was able to walk right in without any trouble. Then I heard the sound of the door unlocking, and I immediately sensed something was off. I quickly turned on the recording feature and switched it to speaker mode. All right, now where did they put the kimono? Huh? Oh, look, there's a box in the living room. That must be it. Excuse me, what are you doing, Jessica? Sure enough, there it was. The kimono in a box was sitting on the table. It seemed like Jessica had found it. And then she said this. Oh, sis, I've got a really good story for you. A good story? So, about the kimono Paula's wearing today. It looked so plain, so I had it dyed. Wait, what? It was a tacky kimono, so I made it more glamorous. Huh? What on earth are you talking about? I'm at my parents' house and I'm telling you, Paige, Paula's kimono was too plain, so I dyed it for her. What? You dyed it? What do you mean? What did you do, Jessica? I, put soy sauce on it. Soy sauce? Yup. The plain kimono looks so much better now. It really stands out. Soy sauce! On a kimono! That's right. This woman actually thought she could make Paula and me look ridiculous by pouring soy sauce on the kimono. She planned to make Paula wear the completely blackened kimono and embarrass her in front of everyone. What a despicable thing to come up with! But she made a huge mistake. I quietly asked my husband Cole to immediately call George and let him know what had happened. I mean, it's supposed to be a day of celebration, and here she is pulling something like this. But of course, Jessica's rampage didn't stop there, not knowing what was really going on. You'd better come home soon. I bet Paula's going to cry tears of joy when she sees this kimono. So funny. Well, Paula's kimono's already on, actually. Huh? Why are you lying to me now? She's next to me and she looks absolutely adorable in it. Wait, no wait. Where are you right now? Oh, me? I'm already at the shrine. What? Well, Paula wanted to wear her kimono for the walk, and she said she wanted to be the first to get to the shrine, so we got up early and left at the usual time for our walk. You... what? Oh, and by the way, Cole, your father and your mother are all here too. What? What do you mean? Oh dear. This is going to be quite the situation, huh? Wait, the kimono on the table. Oh, that's Sarah's kimono for today. That's right. This woman had a huge misunderstanding. The kimono Jessica covered in soy sauce wasn't Paula's, it was the one Sarah was supposed to wear. Since George had asked me to help with dressing Sarah, I was supposed to go back home briefly and help her get into her kimono before heading to the shrine. But I never imagined it would turn out this way. Just then, Sarah and George must have arrived at the house and I could hear their voices over the phone.
Hey, I heard! What did you do to Sarah's kimono?
I'm so sorry, I had no idea it was for Sarah.
Whoever the kimono was for, pouring soy sauce on it is the lowest thing you could do. You were just trying to mess with Paige and her family, weren't you?
Please forgive me!
There's no way I can forgive you! I'm really sorry, Paige.
No, it's fine. It seemed like George had put the call on speaker. But why? Why was Sarah's kimono just sitting there? Oh, that's because George asked me to fix this kimono. Huh? It's a pretty old kimono, so I did some repairs for the special day.
This kimono has been passed down through generations in our family!
What? Oh, what should I do? Oh no.
Wearing this kimono for the Shichigo-san ceremony has been a tradition in our family, and you've really messed it up!
Turns out this kimono was an important family heirloom, something priceless that had been passed down in George's family for generations. It had immense value, being part of their family's heritage, so I took extra care and responsibility while repairing it. But in a split second, Jessica destroyed it. She was frantically apologizing, but George's anger was far from subsiding. Then...
By the way, the story about you going on a trip with your fancy mom friends, that was all a lie, wasn't it? You were cheating, weren't you? You've been seeing another man, right?
What?
I know you were meeting with him. You said you were going on a day trip with your mom friends, but you were planning to meet him instead, right? Even while your daughter was celebrating her Shichigo-san. I found it strange, so I hired a private investigator. The results came in yesterday.
It seemed that George had become suspicious of how often Jessica was going out, so he had her investigated. Turns out she was having an affair with a married man, and it was a double affair. She'd been telling everyone she was meeting her mom friends, but in reality, she was secretly meeting with a man.
You're having an affair? You ruined our family heirloom? And I can't live with you anymore. We're getting a divorce. Be prepared for it.
Wait, a divorce? Jessica even dropped to her knees begging, but George showed no signs of forgiveness. Then, I'm never forgiving you, Mommy. Sarah, what did you do to my kimono? You're the worst. Well, and you were seeing another man besides Daddy? What were you even thinking? Well, I hate you, Mommy. I don't even want to see your face. Leave now! Sarah really exploded in anger. It was heartbreaking to hear how much she must have been hurt by having her kimono ruined. With her head hanging low, Jessica dragged herself off somewhere. In the meantime, I immediately contacted the kimono shop. I explained the situation and urgently requested another kimono to be bought. Thanks to that, Sarah's kimono was ready in time, and both Paula and Sarah were able to have a peaceful Shichigo-san celebration. Sarah seemed to absolutely love the new kimono, and I was so relieved. Despite all the chaos, the two of them looked so adorable in their kimonos, and it turned out to be a wonderful day. Oh, and what happened to the kimono that was drenched in sauce, you ask? Don't worry. Thanks to my connections, I was able to get it cleaned by a specialist known for removing even the toughest stains. They managed to restore it perfectly, and I was able to return it to George in pristine condition. Now, once the celebration was over, George immediately confronted Jessica with divorce papers. Of course, he demanded alimony and child support, but he also billed her for the cost of restoring the kimono and the cost of one she wore that day. It goes without saying that Jessica was also hit with a massive alimony demand from her affair partner's wife. And as for me, I didn't stay quiet either. Even though she had a spare key to the house, entering without permission is still considered trespassing. Also, deliberately damaging the kimono was, of course, vandalism. So George and I jointly filed a report, and Jessica ended up in a situation where she had to pay a huge amount of alimony. From there, the self-proclaimed celebrity quickly went from high society to completely broke, drowning in debt. She was completely shunned by both friends and family, and ended up having no one to rely on but loan sharks. Then she piled on debt after debt, spiraling into a sad and pitiful situation. What a miserable end for her. Now, fast forward 4 years and autumn arrived once again. It was time for Shichigo-san once more, this time for 7-year-old Paula and Sarah. The celebration at 7 years old is even more special than at 3, with the costumes being much more elaborate. It's also the first time a girl wears a belt with her kimono, a very important moment. I put a lot of effort into making sure I created the most beautiful kimonos for both of them. And on the day of the ceremony, they both had their prayer set and they looked absolutely stunning in their kimonos. They've grown so much and their appearances were just the cutest thing ever. I'm really looking forward to watching them grow from here. Thank you for watching! What kind of crazy people will we get to see next? Stay tuned for more!